What if I told you that obsession is actually the greatest gift I've ever received? Because it stripped me bare, it exposed every fear, every wound, every illusion that I ever clung onto. And it forced me to face myself. It became actually a mirror. And without it, I wouldn't be standing here, sitting here today in my power, ready to share that truth with you. Hello, fellow flames. In case we haven't met, my name is Dr. Harmony. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know when all my videos and content come live. 8 years ago, I started writing a Twin Flame series, and it was from all the content, all the things I've learned, and I thought I was writing books to help heal the world. But truthfully, what happens in that process is writing the books actually heal me, and they mirror me. They mirror my fears. They force me to confront all my shadows. And so it's no small feat writing a book of what you go through in the process of putting it all together. But what happened over these 8 years, it started becoming this layering effect. And I would write and rewrite and write again and rewrite. And each time it became something new. Each time I would go through another layer of the whole thing. And really, when it came down to what I was to do and how I was to package this up, it was like a puzzle. All these pieces just kept forming, and it would get bigger. And then I realized this isn't a book, this is a series. And then this isn't part of the book itself. This is a piece of the book, or this isn't a piece of the book. This is a book. And so through that process of going through this and really diving deep into myself, and sometimes waking up in the morning and writing 50 pages before I get out of bed, and doing that day after day and week after week over the last 8 years. And as you know, I've came here with lots of content. I've talked about and made videos on twin flame obsession. So it isn't just my story. It's the things that you guys all go through as well. And I show up, as part of the collective to experience these things so that I can show up and help you and give you tools and resources to get through that journey. But really what happens when you go through these layers is reclaiming your worth and stepping out of fantasy of something that you're hanging on to the story of what it could have been or what it was, and not where you are, and really stepping into the fact that this whole experience can mirror the true self within you that needs to come out and find freedom. So I found freedom as I was finalizing one of the very first books in the series, as it was reforming itself. As it would transform, I would transform. And right here is 8 years of writing and rewriting and unlearning and rebirthing. And I'm just holding this in my hands, feeling these pages because it just came in. I literally just did the unboxing on my personal Facebook page. And this birthed out and on my rebirth on my birthday on July 27th. And so I want to thank all of you that have gave me wishes and messages wishing me a happy birthday. But this is more than just a book. It is proof that we can write and rewrite our story at any given moment. We just have to choose to take accountability, responsibility, see ourselves in the mirror reflections of the flame and the twin flame journey and experience, and be open and take responsibility so that we can truly own who we are. And so in case you missed it, this is now available on Amazon for 99 cents for the ebook over the next few days as I do this launch. And I'll make sure you have a link in the description below where you can get access to this. I'll also put one above that you can get your copy. Let me tell you, this is what I've discovered through the process of it, that I actually found my voice. If you've read a lot of my different books along the way, you're going to recognize this has a different flavor, a different flair. And it's because, and I didn't recognize it until after, because I've done all the channeling of Wayne and Champ and, my guides. And then this felt like I could feel this fire raging through me, and I could feel this sense of like deep, raw power. And I could feel myself changing as this took shape. And I knew that meant I had not felt like that about anything since I wrote Twin Flame Codebreaker. In fact, I felt more about it in this book than I did that book. And I didn't discover until after I wrote it that the reason that was different was because this represents my true voice, myself. And it reflected back to me that, wow, that's why this is different. It's my voice and my truth. So today I want to share with you 3 simple but powerful teachings that you can take away from some of the things that I share in this book. And so the first teaching in this is understanding that obsession is a mirror. It is not love. When you truly go into that full obsessive state, that is pulling out your wounds. So obsession is the mere reflection of your own wound. And if you're consumed by your thoughts about your twin flame, that means it isn't a divine connection. It's an energetic addiction, because real love never asks you to lose yourself. It invites you to find yourself. And so the second thing I want to share with you in some teachings is that your wholeness isn't waiting on someone else. Obsession ends up thriving on the belief that union brings happiness, and that this whole journey is about the union or the reunion with the other person. And to know that this is not about the person, it's a process. But the union itself reflects your own inner harmony, your own inner union. So your goal shouldn't be to chase love, it's to embody love. And therefore you become the reflection of love that puts you in a position of showing up, sharing love, because you are love from a place of the unconditional love. And to know that you walk through your path, a representation of this true divine love, and that you see everything that's showing up for you as love, and that you don't put up a wall and you don't block yourself from receiving what is showing up. Sometimes whether that's good or bad, because what appears to be bad is really mirroring the wound so you can see, feel, and heal it. But maybe you're receiving love from multiple people in different ways. And maybe it's not exactly what you think or want in one person or the exact relationship you want. The goal is to see that love as it's in your presence and that you're receiving it. And you're now not separate from it because it reflects you. Each one of these people that show up in that manner reflect you. They reflect the love you are. So the goal is to shift away from that obsessive, repetitive cycles and patterns, to come into a place that you begin to shift into a version of yourself that now shows up and is a representation of what you desire. And when you do that, you're not missing anything, and then everything you want starts to come to you. And so the third thing that's really important when it comes to this twin flame obsession is that true liberation of this comes from within you. So even in this twin flame obsession, it teaches you how to transform this obsession into the liberation. It teaches you how to set your soul free. It guides you to stop seeking this validation and start reclaiming your power. So you're not, again, waiting on something, waiting on a person, waiting on the union, waiting for these things to be happy so you can choose the wholeness now within, and then you're, again, not separating yourself from what it is you're wanting. And it's the separation that you're creating in these thoughts and these patterns and in the desires to set yourself up to look, feel, and think like you don't have it now. That's creating the separation, and that's separating you from everything you want. So again, you need to show up from a place that allows you to receive and accept what is showing up as a reflection of you. And if you don't like it, then you need to change that from within. And if you're seeing it, but it's not exactly what you want, so you need to love and accept what is showing up, which is creating the wholeness now, not waiting on it. And so speaking of that, I want to celebrate for a moment because some really miraculous things took place in this book, in the release. Not only did I find my own voice, but it's really spreading like wildfire right now. It's going faster and further than even Twin Flame Codebreaker did 10 years ago. And so in this twin flame obsession, it hit the number new release in multiple categories. First of all, it hit number one in the number one new releases. Also number one in personal transformation and spirituality. Also number one in astrology and horoscope. And number one in family and personal growth. And what's even cooler about that is, out of all the millions of books on Amazon in the Kindle store, it hit the top 8,000 of all books. And that's the best success I've had thus far in any book I've released. In addition to that, I went into some tougher categories. And the tougher categories mean I had to make more sales to even create the rankings. And so I want to thank all of you that supported this, supported me, that's followed me, that's made this possible. Because the more this can rank and get information out there through the algorithm of Amazon, the more people that can get this message and learn how to stop chasing and start attracting. And I gotta tell you too, it was beyond my wildest dreams for it to ever hit in the top 100 of the paperback books in really broad categories. I've hit in the thousands before on the paperback of my other books, but never in the top 100 in its category. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. You've made this possible, and you're making it possible for more people to experience it and to overcome the sense of twin flame obsession, which is really more of an addiction than it is love. Because of the success, I would love to share with you in the celebration. So I'm giving a signed copy away to some special soul to congratulate someone for being part of this journey with me. And what that means is, in the comments below, if you leave a comment letting me know what you're doing and what it means to you to discover your true self, to become the flame within yourself, really, to know that you are the flame, and what that means to you to become the flame, put that in the comments below, because I'm going to next week announce the winner of a signed copy of this book. Next week, I'm going to put everyone's name who left a comment answering the question, and I'm going to draw who wins next week. So make sure to answer that question in the comment and get your name into the drawing for a signed copy that I will mail to you. So I want to share with you just a few signs that you can tell if you're experiencing twin flame obsession. So the first sign is that you're in constant anxiety, obsessive thoughts about your twin flame. You can't stop pulling cards. You can't stop trying to look back into text messages and try to figure out what each code is within it, of what the meaning is and what they were trying to say and what they meant by this. And number two is a feeling of being incomplete without this union, without this reunion, or believing that your happiness depends on it. So if you're really coming into this place that you feel like you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, at the same token, you feel like you're not going to be happy until you come into this so-called reunion with this person, then I really highly recommend you read this, because it, again, shares a lot about my journey, the real raw parts that have not fully been expressed or shared for many different reasons, but never do I ever hide anything. I come out transparent to be able to share when the timing's right. And so when this really is the next level expression of who I am, what I've been telling people is this is like the locker room coaching session for twin flames. So when you're reading this, you're going to sense and hear and feel that different voice. And even a lot of the reviews that are being out there already on Amazon are saying this book does not sugarcoat anything. It's very direct. And through my own example, I share with you the power of not only who I am through this, but the power of your ability to take back your power. So that's the subtitle, is you are breaking the spell and the illusion of this so you can take back your power and become the flame. And the third thing is, if you're fixating on all the synchronicities, all the meanings to prove that this is or isn't a twin flame connection, versus looking at it for what it is and that reflecting back the parts of you that need to be seen, felt, held, and heard, and brought back, and bring your fragments back, that means you are fixating on something outside of you and not the idea that this is all about you. It is not about that person. It's about the process of you becoming the flame yourself. And twin flame obsession really teaches you how to recognize not just these signs, but to provide practical tools to help you break this spell, to help you discover and reclaim your emotional sovereignty and creating space for true love. And that begins within. So again, if you haven't got your copy, you can do so in the link in the description above and below. So in a nutshell, Twin Flame Obsession isn't just a book. It is a match to burn down all the illusions that are separating you from your own self and your own truth. And it's your permission slip for you to stop waiting, stop chasing, and start becoming your highest, most empowered self. And as I said, this journey transformed me from the inside out. Even in its later stages recently of having written it again and finding my voice, since I sit down to really come out with what this truly is in this particular form, it has changed forms so many times as I've changed forms, and this form is coming out, becoming the flame. And if you're ready to reclaim your power, gain some clarity and inner peace, most importantly, then make sure to get your copy, because it's just 99 cents in the link below. And don't forget to leave a comment letting me know what becoming the flame means to you, so that way your name can go in a drawing for an autographed copy. In the meantime, keep facing your fears, finding freedom, and glowing forward on fire. I'll see you the next time.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.